Hey everybody, welcome back to Crypto Kings. My name is Matt, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about an awesome Shiba Inu rumor that I think you guys are going to want to see. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So if you guys haven't already seen this awesome announcement here, this is from Watcher Guru, which is a very, very big news source for this type of thing. And essentially, what these guys have been saying is that according to Zero Hedge, who is a political news site actually, there will be a listing for Shiba Inu as early as February of this year, which is absolutely awesome. They're saying 6 months too late, but better late than never. He said, very confidently that it could come as early as February, which is awesome. And again, this sort of rumor has been going on, for very, very long times. I'm sure most people can agree. But as you guys may remember, of course, the crypto division COO, Christine Brown, said that Robinhood is not in a hurry to list cryptos like Shib. And I do remember this being said very vividly. This was just a couple of months ago. So all around, nice to see that there are some rumors in place. Again, this guy Zero Hedge has been very, very reliable in the past on plenty of different issues, and it would just be such a nice sort of treat to continue this bull run. I think most people could agree Shib needs another breath of life, and I definitely think Robinhood will be the guys to give it that. Now, when we take a look here on the day at Shib right now, you guys can see the entire market here is doing quite well, with Bitcoin, of course, back at 43.5, Ethereum here at around 33 and change, which is always good compared to the 2,900 we were seeing just a couple of days ago. And of course, the major fact that Shiba Inu is up over 15% on the day. This is something that has been so exciting to watch, and all of these stats here across the board have improved for Shib. But before we get to that, guys, make sure to check out my Patreon, folks, with the link down below in the description. You guys can see all of the different tiers I have here over on my page. And of course, you guys will get access to tons of awesome stuff, including daily crypto trade signals. So every time I trade a crypto, you guys will know, including Shiba Inu, of course, tons of NFT related resources, Discord roles, all of those goodies going to be on my Patreon with the link down below in the description. I always do appreciate it. So when we look at our stats here, you guys can see market cap wise, you're at $17.5 billion, which is just absolutely mind blowing. This is still an incredible number, even with all of the naysayers. This is still pretty amazing that we have managed to climb this high. Volume wise, up 100% on the day at $1.6 billion, which is crazy. So just 24 hours ago, the volume would have been around 800 million. So definitely nice to see some increase in that. And when we take a look at the data, of course, you guys can see it's been definitely a wild ride, and we haven't seen volume like this since around late December. So definitely been a couple of weeks since we've seen a day that is remotely comparable to the one we are seeing now. Now, when we take a look at our graph, guys, we've got, a good deal of things to sort of look at here. Of course, the major thing I've been talking about is this triple bottom, and I mentioned this in my last video, but, you could say in a sense that the triple bottom graph that we always, sort of look for is something like this. I've mentioned this a lot recently, and again, ideally, we watch something bounce off of the bottom 3 times before having an explosion. Now, when we look at this graph, you guys can see, okay, this is maybe one bottom, and then maybe a second bottom, and maybe a third bottom. It's not the prettiest drawing in a sense. It does deviate over the past few days, but overall, if you wanted to, you could say 1, 2, 3, boom, triple bottom, ready for a bullish move. And you could probably say this for a lot of other cryptos, but, I definitely would say that Shib is applicable in this case. So definitely following that sort of bullish trade signal. Now, we also do have the idea that because of, sort of the rounding of the top here from December up until now, the rounding of the top, it kind of looks like an inverted cup and handle, which isn't really great because typically what will happen is we will sort of be forced into some kind of bearish move when this happens. But again, it also isn't the prettiest depiction of that. So it's hard to say as to whether or not these sort of candles follow those moves. A lot of times they will not follow them exactly. There'll be a sort of distorted version of, what a normal candlestick pattern would look like. So again, definitely don't get too hung up on those. We are limited in terms of how effective those can really be. And of course, again, if we wanted to, we could say that, yeah, when we stretch this out and actually look at this whole thing, this kind of does just look like a falling wedge from the 28th all the way up until the 12th. And you guys can see that is exactly what we've really been given here. And then it kind of, again, consolidates here at the bottom, and then boom, has a nice rise up with Bitcoin and a lot of other coins out there. So definitely working our way back up. Now, the question is whether or not this is going to ultimately result in some kind of bearish move. Again, this would really, make a bearish move in a typical situation. The idea here is that we can maintain a level of support somewhere that is high enough to not have to get back into the 20s again. So in terms of levels of support, definitely a good area to check. Just by eyeballing it here, it definitely does look like around 29, because when we look at some of these previous moves, you guys can see on the 9th and 10th, it completely fails to break past this 29 barrier. And then once it finally does on the 12th, it is essentially establishing a bunch of new territory here. So definitely going to be looking at the 29 spot as a level of potential support. Now, when we take a look at the Fibonacci retracement for some more accurate measurements, you guys can see, of course, it is going to outline the top and bottom of the most recent run. So we have the top here of around 29 and the bottom here of around 25. And essentially what this is showing us is that we have recovered from the bottom here. We went right to the 23.6% line, and after heading there, we used that as kind of a launch pad to get to the 38.2, not much the 50, the 61.8, and then the 78.6, and then boom, that is the explosion all the way up to the 161.8% line. Now, what's wonderful about this is the 161.8% line here, we've actually been able to stay above. And this is what I talked about in some recent videos. But I said, guys, wouldn't it be awesome if we were able to hold ourselves, to maintain ourselves above the 161.8% line? And it looks like we were able to. So we're definitely well above the 31 level, which is always great. And when we take a look at the relative strength index, you guys can see it is showing that we are a little bit overinflated right now. And again, that is bound to happen at a certain point. But ultimately, we really can't use the relative strength index as a metric here because there is simply so much volatility going on. All this is showing is that, yeah, things are very volatile. And when it looks like it, Shiba Inu is very volatile. It's up 15%, and that's wonderful and all. But Bitcoin and Ethereum are only moving 2-3%, and that's still awesome. And ideally, Bitcoin and Ethereum, like I've been saying, it should be less on the volatile side than Shib. But regardless, Shib definitely does have a lot more volatility going on, which obviously does bring in some inherent risk. So with that being said, folks, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure to check out the Patreon link down below in the description if you guys like exclusive access to tons of behind the scenes content, my exclusive NFT watch list, occasional NFT whitelist opportunities, Discord, altcoin checklist, all these goodies over on my Patreon with the link down below in the description. With that being said, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, definitely let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about this Robinhood news, because personally, I think it could be awesome. Thank you so much. As always, my name is Matt. See you guys on the next one. Peace.